A little stinger. Hey guys, how you guys doing? So we probably jumped into it a little bit too fast here, but we'll go ahead and start with our presentation here first. So I have right now. So my name is Haru Nishimura. I am the one of the mods and probably also the server owner of ENVTubers. And joined by me, we have Vector and Kat. I'll let you guys introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Season Stars Cat. I'm part of the event court team, and I'm very hungry.
You're very hungry.
So true. Hello, my name is Vector Lotus. I am also part of the event coordination team. Glad all of you can come out here today. Really appreciate it. And, I'll just be chilling here and just, watching, answering questions and stuff for all of you. Or reading questions out loud, but
All right. So a real quick question here. You guys don't have the answer, right? Vector, Kat, have you guys ever applied for a VTuber agency before, or ever looked into applying into one?
I have.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't applied to an agency, but I am interested in applying to one.
Yeah, I looked into it. I filled out the app, and I got too nervous.
Well, if anybody else is looking into applying for an agency or applying to make an application, this is going to be a workshop here that's going to be able to help prepare you for that inevitable thing. And we also have some. I've also conducted some interviews with some pre-existing VTuber and corporate VTubers on some quick tips and tricks on what they would say to people who are applying for the first time. So, what is a VTuber agency? So, you guys might have seen corporate VTubers from VShojo, Hololive, Nijisanji, and they're basically a company or an organization that manages a brand and IP for VTuber talents. They additionally produce merchandise, plan events, and market their talents to reach a wider audience. So, have you guys? Do you guys know about this? Do you guys watch Hololive, Nijisanji?
Of course.
Curious on the process of I see a question here from Guy. We'll answer the questions later, guys. So we'll just quickly go through some of the stuff on the on this slideshow. So some of the active agencies that are currently active right now is Phase Connect, Hololive, Nijisanji, Idol, V4 Mirai, and one of the new ones actually is Nexus. Now they're not really an agency, but they are basically a talent group that are looking to train talents to eventually become professional VTubers. And I believe they're also owned by another brand similar to Iriam that you're visiting today. They are from AniLive. So we are going to go into Iriam. You guys we've been talking about Iriam for a little bit here. I don't know if you guys know exactly what Iriam is. Basically, Iriam is a app-specific VTubing application for virtual streaming. They're going to be available for both on iOS and Android device, and they've been developing the platform for many years with Japanese VTubers. So if you guys know Hololive English, I believe they are currently on their 4th year anniversary. Iriam has been operating for about 5 years right now. So they've been along for a very, very long time. They have many different collaborations with different artists, and they have a lot of other Japanese VTubers currently using the app until today. So very, very excited for them to come to the North America, and can't wait to see what they have in store for us. Yeah, we have their promotional video over here playing. They do a lot of little things. Now we're gonna have some Q&A with some of the Iriam team in the future. So you guys get to learn a little bit more of the application, but you guys can go ahead and share gifts with other to VTubers. You guys can host karaoke concert, just chatting stream, many different things. And they are separated from Twitch and YouTube. So if you guys are finding it difficult to grow on Twitch and YouTube, Iriam is offering a new place for you to do that. So right now in the VTuber sphere, Kat, I'm going to ask a question here to Kat and Vector. What do you guys stream on? Or what do you guys mostly watch your streamers on?
Twitch.
It's usually Twitch.
Awesome. Yeah, so I also mostly watch my most of the streamers on Twitch. Sometimes I watch it on YouTube, but mostly is on Twitch. I know in basically towards the east, most people kind of watch their content on YouTube. Recently, both TikTok and Instagram Live, and also Kick are also platforms that are starting to come into the sphere right now. So a lot of different platforms, but what they all have in common is that they're very, very hard to grow, right? You don't really have a place, and VTubers there is a niche market. So here comes a different app too, not Iriam, but also AnyLive is another mobile-oriented VTubing app that's around. So that they also do something very similar, but they are very, very different than Iriam, and we're also here to show you exactly why later. So, why does Iriam matter to you guys? That's you guys. Cat, Vector, why do they matter to you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you mentioned. Hello, I am part of the you guys. Okay. Well, like kind of you mentioned earlier, like having VTubers in a specific market kind of gets rid of the niche within it. So you know that everyone who is on the app, and they do have a lot of people on the app, like everyone who's on the app wants to actually enjoy and watch VTuber content. So you're not kind of like combating with a lot of different kinds of niches. You're more tailored to exactly what you want to be, you know?
Exactly, yeah. And what do you think you can get out of like a VTuber specific app? And this probably I'll go ask Vector.
Yeah, I mean, having a VTuber specific app is always welcome, because we don't necessarily have like a lot going on that is known to the public yet. And knowing that this is something that's rising, especially on the west side of the globe, it's very important to have these kind of options available for people. And as you may know, saturation is always going to be a thing, right? When you go to a new platform, you have, you can increase your chances of being known for, oh yeah, I remember this VTuber, they came from this platform, and you're really awesome. And then you can build a following a lot easier like that, and you can go to the next platform and they'll likely follow you anyway. So it's always a good opportunity to just try out new platforms.
I absolutely agree with you guys. Like, I mean, like I like the whole aspect of a VTuber platform, because there's so many times like on other platforms, especially like Instagram and like TikTok, where I get recommended content where I'm probably not very interested into. And like having a VTuber platform here, you get to celebrate with other viewers who are also the same like mindset. And I kind of really like that close-knit community. So it's really awesome that Iriam is providing this. So as for everybody, they're going to be actually looking for founder streamers to go ahead and join them. So this is why we're doing this collaboration, why we're inviting you guys. And I know a lot of people within our community, they are either just starting out on VTubing, or they're looking to find like a place to grow. And Iriam honestly really, really provides that. And here are some of their lovely talents. Well, I don't know exactly that they have names yet, but they are inviting everybody to be part of their founding streamers, and you guys can go ahead and apply to that. We'll give you a link, and as well as some of their criteria on what they're looking for to join their platform. So what is a VTuber audition? So we have a lot of different companies that are always applying every year around. You basically fill in your form for your qualification, and you create an audition reel. And because of this one, the agencies get to know your skills and talent. But that's also not like what's available all the time, because there's only a limited amount of stuff that you can put on a piece of paper. You usually are asked to do like an audition like video, and that's where you can really shine and talk about your past experience and really market yourself, right? But also, you also want to choose the right agency of one that works with you. So it's kind of like it goes for back and forth here. So these are some of the current like companies. Well, actually not current. I believe one Project Hawaii may have disbanded, but all the other ones are currently also still active. Application phase. So they usually have their applications like available all year round. Some are always open and some are always seasonal. There might be a specific branding that you might want to go for a particular agency. So Niji Sanji, they may be like you might want to do something like musical with them, or you want to join Hololive and you want to be a gamer, or etc. So it's recommended that you look for one that fits you. Oh, I went back to that slide. So we actually interviewed. Well, actually, I did. I interviewed a few VTubers to give us some like tips and tricks on what they did for some application. So we're gonna go here for a few things. So hopefully you guys learned some. So our first person here, Hades from the agency Mythos. So she kind of introduced us saying this. Try having something that helps you stand out. A good talent is somebody who can give more than just going live and playing a game. It could be graphic design, coding, modding, game modding, singing, art, or something that is eye-catching. All right, what do you think about this? I'm going to specifically point out Vector here because he is into, I think, 3D modeling and game design. What do you think?
Yes.
How is this important for an agency?
Oh, I mean, I think it's very important for an agency because, of course we have like live 2D models, but, if some people want to go 3D, right? And, it's really cool to, just have those kind of skill sets and expertise, within the agency to like, provide set, assets for whoever that person they are with via contract to be able to, get what they need to actually get things out and do what they need to actually achieve what, like, their dream. So it's like, it's really, really nice to have those kind of things. And plus, even if it's not directly with the agency, it's always cool to just have like, just a streamer that also does game design or anything art related or 3D modeling based, and they could just watch and learn from them too and stuff,
Have you guys seen anything like something crazy a VTuber has done that made them really stand out lately? Like anybody who done something amazing, like unique?
Oh, I will always go towards Yuli or Shanzo.
Shanzo, yeah.
Yeah. Shanzo, really, really cool guy. He's really cool. Very talented. I will always recommend going to him for anything, actually.
He's the guy who does like a bunch of Twitch OBS stuff, right? Oh no, 3D modeling. Yes.
The 3D model. I mean, he technically does do OBS stuff, but yeah, it's primarily 3D modeling for anime oriented style characters, and mostly in the VTuber side of things, which is what he mostly focuses on now. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our next guest here. Our next guest is Lilybell, and I believe Lilybell actually was at Iriam, was at Offkai for Iriam, and what she has to offer for everybody here is a tip that says, talk about your skills, the most skill that you're most proudest of. It doesn't have to be the best, but the proudest. You have the passion to talk about something like that, an agency will really like about how you improved and talk about the process, a lot about potential. So this actually really speaks out to me, really like right to my heart, because like maybe you have a mediocre skills, like you know how to play the guitar, or maybe you know how to play a violin or something like that, but if you can show like how passionate you are about it and how good you are, maybe in the future you're going to be like the best violin VTuber or the violin VTuber of the on Twitch, and that's going to be something that an agency can really like put you on a pedestal for everything, and makes you very, very marketable. I'm going to ask our VTubers here, what do you think is your most like marketable skill, Kat? And don't say your kek emotes.
Oh, I mean, my kek emotes are great. But, I think for me, it was more about like a passion of cooking. So actually, when I applied, I really talked about how much I wanted to do cooking streams somehow and implement it like into the VTubing realm, because I know it's difficult with the whole entire having a model versus like cooking camera angles, but I wanted to think of like, oh, how do I import it in and such. So it's more about like, I'm not some Michelin 5-star chef out there, and there's a lot of things that I do oversalt and I burn, but I feel like it's part of the process of, having that enjoyment of learning and such, alongside with the stream. And so like what Lilybell is saying, just having the passion that reveals, oh, I want to do something and I have this great idea that I want to bring into the company and agency.
a long time ago, I learned from a creator that said, like, it doesn't matter how many people watch your content. It just matters if there are people watching your content at the end of the day. Because as long as they're still watching, you still have viewers. There's somebody in that world that likes what you're doing. And you just have to do a little bit more to find more people who like what you like.
Yeah.
Hasumi. Hasumi had to say basically, she said that you need to show off all your charm points, something that makes you special, something niche, something that makes yourself stand out. Now, this may seem like a very, very basic quote, but like she's absolutely right. Like, I bet you that all these agencies, they get close to thousands, tens of thousands of application, and they need something to kind of like stand out above the crowd, right? And having that special skill, or even like something like really weird, will really, really like put you like oh my god, this one person, I remember them, right? And I think they're really talented. But I remember when they talked about that they did an entire play of Hamilton by themselves, 2 times speed, by the way, of all their characters.
Oh boy.
Oh, like a time lapse. Yeah.
No, not a time lapse. They did it live on Twitch.
They just played the whole play. Like,
They did the
themselves
entire
acting?
playwright.
Oh my god.
Voice act every single character, did every single song in 2 times speed. Was it 2 times or 4 times? I gotta check later. But that will be something very, very memorable and very marketable that that an agency would remember.
Yeah, for sure.
We have our previous guest here, Yumemi. She basically says you should ask yourself, right, before auditioning, what inspired you to become a VTuber, and what is your future goal that you're striving for? All right, Kat, what do you think that she means by this?
I mean, to find the passion, I feel like it's always circling around, right? Like, why are you a VTuber, and why do you feel like you want to join an agency, and what can the agency bring to you, and what can you bring to the agency? What are the future steps that you want? I think it's just more of an assessment and a reflection of, oh, this is what I want to do, because going into an agency is a big commitment. Like, there's going to be contracts, there's going to be requirements that are on both ends, but if you actually kind of look at yourself and see like, oh, these are the factors that I want, and yes, this is what I really want to do, then ask yourself, like, is this worth for me to strive for, and how should I achieve it?
It's like a goal, right? You something that you can
Yeah.
like work towards and like move towards all the time. If you don't, you lose sight of it. You just have to ask yourself this question. I really like this response, honestly, though.
Hmm.
And our last person, Obake Pam. She is an agency VTuber from, corporate VTuber from Play Asia. She says like it's not really a tip, but like she really says, don't overthink when you whether or not you apply. It's much better to try and not get in and regret not trying at all.
Oh,
Vector,
boy,
what does
true.
this mean?
You will never ever know until you try. Do not let your thoughts think that you are not cut out to do what you want to do. Always give it your best shot, no matter what your brain tells you, you know.
All right. Well, that's all the guests that we have for our interview here. I really want to give a thank to everybody else who contributed all their answers. So I hope you guys will take some of these messages as you go into those applications. So, how do you submit a memorable applications? So, applications usually consist of 3 parts. This is very generalized, by the way. They usually want your contact information, social media, and channels so they can know exactly who you are. There'll be some questionnaires, per se. Specific questions that may hint certain interview criterias or questions. These questions usually say what kind of experience, vision, and why you want to join this particular agency. This also gives you an opportunity to sell yourself and make yourself unique. So all those things we talked about before about your unique skills that you can mention, you can put it here at this point, and it will show you why you're a better candidate for the agency to hire you. And the last point, the video submission. This is usually the make and break point. This is where usually an agency would go oh, okay, you can talk about this one, but can you show it? Can you if you want to be a cooking VTuber, can you show how you cook? How can it be unique, right? Usually we want to try to now I will say this before, right away. Try to make it concise. You get straight into the point, right? The first few minutes of the video is very important to grab a person's attention. I would say even the first few seconds, like 30 seconds, right? Be honest with the agencies. They get hundreds of submissions per applications, right? And some people don't even have their application view. So when somebody does manage to watch your video, right? Be honest and thank them for watching it. You want to try to leave a good impression.
I would like to add on. So when I was applying, I went down a rabbit hole on Reddit, and then a lot of the threads were basically saying that the first few seconds are very crucial. But when you do apply, and if they do watch that video, it's also really nice if you can go back into your YouTube stats and data and see how long have they watched, did they jump around, and etc. Because it's like, only them are going to be the people who watch it, so you have like the actual statistics on like what is working and what is not.
You get a lot of like even if you don't get in, right? You get a lot of experience of applying, and maybe you don't get into this agency, but you apply for another agency in the future. You can take what you learned about making this application into the next one and do even better, as long as you learn from it. So the interview phase. Oh boy, this is fun, right? So the interview phase is basically where you're able to interact and talk with the agency directly. So it's a little bit of back and forth, right? And there are a few things that you can do to make your interviews a little bit better. But by that point, I can tell you they're already interested in you, right? And now you're gonna they need to they want to ask you questions to further maybe go in depth of what they might be interested in you. So make sure you guys have a good internet connection. No loud background noises. So if you guys have a cat or a dog, you don't
fan noises,
right? Yeah.
Check your mic volume.
All the fun stuff, right? Even your parents calling you in the background for XYZ. Also, don't forget to check your internet connection to make sure you guys have a very, very good stable connection. You don't want a very dodgy connection where they go oh, maybe their internet's not very good. Maybe they're having difficulties, because it's, again, this is an impression kind of thing. You're trying to get a viewer for the first 5 seconds. I would say this applies to everything. Even when you first stream, you want to always be at your best, right? You want to always be interesting and presentable, because maybe you have 0 viewers, but the moment that one person does come into your stream, you might not notice them right away. You don't want them to click away. You want them to stay on oh, maybe this guy has something interesting to say.
Yeah. Usually, I think the average span to get someone's attention, I believe is 5 seconds. Actually, is it not? I'm not sure if I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's always says 5 seconds. It's with any live performance, honestly. I can see Altera over there saying you do need to do it, and
those 5 seconds.
Those 5 seconds really, really matter.
That's your everything right there.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to sell yourself, right? Guys, I've seen so many people who apply for agencies, and they're so humble sometimes, right? To the point where they're afraid to to own their skills. They're afraid to say I'm really good at XYZ, right? Because you need to be marketable. You want to show that you have that you stand out. You want to have confidence in your illustration skills, your rigging skills, or even your gaming skills, right? It's a job also too, right? There are a lot of people who apply to this agency, and they will apply in character, as their character. And for these agencies, right, this is very confusing. They looked over 500 applications. Maybe one guy watches over 1,000 applications a day, and then he sees one guy who's comes on stream, and he is role playing Gandalf. Yes, he's gonna leave an impression. But is he going to take you seriously? We'll see. But you could also use your role. I wouldn't say apply professionally, but show your skills. If you have that personality of you're a gremlin or whatever, you should be able to show it in a professional setting as well. First impressions are super, super important. We already talked about this. And I'll probably say this one right now too. Less is more. It's important to keep your interviews concise, but not too short where it might seem like it's unprepared, but you want to get straight to the point where it doesn't seem that you're like rambling on forever. Kat, Vec, do you want to add any comments to these?
Usually, whenever you try and market yourself, don't always go on a constant, explanation of who you are, because as you may know, people do start to tune out over time. What's the word? Usually, having a good elevator pitch or a good summary of what you can do can go a long way versus over explaining what you can do. If the said person that's interviewing you wants more questions or they want more answers, they will ask you. But usually it's best to have a basic summary or an elevator pitch per se to describe what you do.
And it wouldn't hurt to like prep ahead some basic interview questions, the general gist of like, oh, why do you want to join our company? Oh, what's your greatest talent, etc., etc.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught out of a question you weren't prepared for.
Yeah. And it's also good to like maybe read over your application again, because some of the applications do ask questions, and rewatch your video and see like, oh, these are things that I've mentioned. Maybe I should kind of reflect on those during my interview and build onto it. So it's not just only repeating stuff that you have already said.
Yeah, that's another thing. Always ask questions. Like, have a constant exchange between you and the person that's interviewing you. Always have that constant exchange, because if you do, you have a natural flow, and it does lighten the mood between both parties. And
Make
that's
it a conversation.
yeah, just make it a conversation. Like, don't keep it very, very like strict and what's the word, like strict or overly formal, I guess, because in an interview it's all about getting to know the company, and it's always about getting to know the person that's interviewing you.
Of course. All right.
It's all about the personal connection too. Yeah.
Now, so let's say at this point you get into the interview, you pass their interview, right? There's no more audition. You guys finally make it, right? There is one last thing that you need to do, right? Make sure you guys read the contract, right? That includes the fine print. Protect yourself, consult a professional as needed, and have fun with it, honestly. I will say one last thing I forgot to add to this one too. It's also a job, guys. Treat it professionally.
Yeah. Treat it very professionally.
So, and if you didn't make it in, right, don't worry, because there's not just one agency out there, right? In fact, there's many agencies looking out there for you. So apply multiple times, because every time you apply, right, you get better. You get better at interviewing, you get better at applying, and you get better at your audition reels, right? There's always a new chance to build your skills and your experience, right? And even if you don't, right, continue to build your indie brand, so that the next time you do, they do see you, right, they're gonna like, oh my god, I can't believe how much this person grew, right? Maybe we do want them. Maybe they can grow with us. Now, we've been rambling a lot about agencies on like different VTuber groups, right? I'm gonna say right now, Iriam is not a VTuber agency. For the last time, Iriam is a VTubing virtual platform, right? But they are looking to find streamers. They are looking to get founding streamers to join them. And they are looking to have people apply, because their deadline is on June 30th. So if you guys want to go ahead and join Iriam, you want to find a new platform to grow. You guys don't think that like Twitch is like a really good thing, or YouTube's not offering all the features you want? Iriam might be something that you guys might be looking into. Really cool stuff that they're doing.
Get out there, don't be scared.
They do have some requirements though.
Do it.
To join as a founding streamer, you do need to be 18 years of age, and you do need to reside in the United States. They are primarily in English, so they do require you to speak English, and be able to stream at least 20 to 30 hours per month. Now, that may seem a lot, right? But remember, a month has like usually around 30 days, right? So if you think about it, How many times do you actually need to stream? It's not as daunting as it seems. You cannot be with a current agency right now. You need to be an indie because Iriam are looking for indie VTubers to join or aspiring VTubers. You do need to have a smartphone, an iPhone or Android devices preferred, and you need to be able to stream from, I believe it's fall. So that's when the app is going to be released on all devices, and you'll be able to go ahead and experience it. So they will be aiming for a fall release. What would be nice for Iriam is that they want to have you as a partner. So you're going to be joining onto their platform as a founder, and you are building something very, very wonderful with your fans, with the other Iriam streamer, even with the staff there, right? So somebody who's passionate to start on a new platform is something that they really look for. They're looking for somebody who's like also who can rise to the challenge, finds challenge like exciting rather than stressful. You enjoy interacting with many different people, and it's not necessary. And we'll say this, so you do not need to have streaming experience. It's just a nice to have kind of thing. So again, the application deadline is on the 30th. The 30th, guys. How many days is that?
5 days. What?
Thank you, because I can't count.
Yeah. It is indeed 5 days.
Now you're everyone's favorite thing of the workshop. We got some Q&A. I stole this graphic from Iriam's page. So if Iriam staff is here, I'm so sorry. We're going to go ahead and take some questions right now. And then we're going to go ahead and unmute the voice channel. But first, Kat, do you have any questions for that you can share with us?
Yeah, I actually have 2 questions. So, do I have to have like a model and everything ready, or can I just go in and be confused?
You do not need to have a model to go ahead and join Iriam. In fact, when you're joining Iriam as a founder streamer, right? You are applying to become one of their founders, and even if you do, there might be an opportunity to stream as yourself as well.
Oh, and also another question is, do they accept like 2D and 3D, or is it just live 2D programs right now?
Right now, Iriam is solely for live 2D. I do know in the future that they may have PNG streaming, but they currently do not have support for 3D. If there's any Iriam on staff here, please let me know if that is correct. That is what I did recover from your FAQ. Next question.
That's all for me.
That's
Any
all for you.
question?
Well, I'm getting any questions from this. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and open it up over here. Can somebody on like Modcord go ahead and open the channel to be able to talk?
I think Morphin. Is Morphin here?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for a 3D streaming program, Reality, and I think the other one is Hyper. They both offer 3D support. Iriam is currently live 2D. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and... If you guys have any questions, you guys can go ahead and unmute.
You might have to rejoin the call.
Yeah, you might have to rejoin. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have a question, just rejoin the VC so then the permissions update. And then you should be able to talk.
Alright, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
What's up? I asked 2 questions earlier. In regards to VTuber agency interviews, specifically the interview part, would showcasing your skills be like a very good thing to do, like to leave an impression?
Yeah.
Or...
Of course. You want to try to stand out. You want to try to see what you have to market. So showing your skills is something that that'll be very good. What do you know? What kind of skill are you interested in sharing?
I mean music.
Music. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of creators out here that do music. They one things that I've seen very commonly is like a lot of creators will create music videos where they may even show their VTuber model, or they may not. There's a lot of music videos out there that are flowing around. Lots of creators mixing, and we actually did a whole workshop on how you can create a music video with Yumemi and Hazumi.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And then my second question, I asked this earlier, when you were going over the requirements for Irium.
Yep.
So you, in terms of the streaming hours, you don't already need to be hitting 20 to 30 hours.
No. So they do when you are joining onto them as an Irium founder streamer, they do ask you to have enough time to be able to stream. They about 20 to 30 hours a week, a month. But prior to that one, you don't need to be currently streaming 20 to 30 hours. But it does look really good if you could show that you're consistent and you have a passion to stream.
Okay, cool. So it's more so just the capability, not the to actually do it.
Yes.
Got it. All right, those are my questions.
No worries. Thank you for the questions. Anybody else?
All right.
Questions are always good.
Okay, so I do have a question.
Hey, Reg, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Haru? I do have a question. Like, people that's going to college, are they also applicable to join?
As
Or-
long as you guys meet the age requirement and you guys have a passion and a commitment to be able to be a founding streamer, I don't see any reason why you have to, well, your job or like maybe your like occupation as a student has anything to stop you with that.
Okay, dope.
I believe there's a lot of VTubers right now who are students, so yeah. Thank you for the question.
I think Sleep Racer has a question.
Sleep Racer? Okay.
Hello there. Actually, I should really change my name up. Sleep Racer.
I believe your name's Drowsy, right?
Yeah, Drowsy. It's much better. Okay. I wanted to say, you said like that. I'm trying to think about this question together, but like something about how you have to be like a founder one, and they give you like a model. You aren't required to have like a model or something like that. This brings up a really good question that I thought of instantly. If you become a joining like Iriam streamer, are you like obligated to just stop all the other activities from your PL, or not really?
I actually had a conversation with the Irian staff about this one, right? They said that when you join as a founder streamer, you are not required to only stream at Irium. You can go ahead and you're basically indie. You guys can go ahead and stream on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, but they do recommend that they really would want you to stream most of your activities on Irium. It's not required, but you do need to hit that 20 to 30 hours.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I worked that long that time.
But I think it's really good too for Irium too, where you're spreading your platform onto across multiple platforms, and it's gonna be like that's a way to you for you to be able to grow your brand. That shouldn't inhibit you from just only working on one platform. Be on everything.
All right then.
Thank you.
for letting me ask that question, Such.
Of course. Questions of all. We need always accept questions.
Go ahead and go. I'll love answering the questions.
I think Poppy has a question.
Poppy?
Hello.
Hey, Poppy, how you
Hello.
doing?
Okay, so you probably won't be able to answer this one, but like, I had to ask it because like I'm nosy. So on the Irium US like webpage, I noticed that they only showed 4 of the characters, and there's a bunch in the background. Do
Yeah.
we know at all if they're gonna reveal any of them anytime soon? Because like they're looking kind of cute back there, those silhouettes.
They do be looking like cute, and I would say you'll probably be able to see it a little bit more towards Irium's release date. They may also like have some time where they when people get casted for these like VTubers, right? They're gonna have debuts, right? So that's probably where we're gonna be able to see them. And I want to say one thing too. You didn't see 4. You actually saw 5. There's this one guy
Really?
here. Oh wait, Cat and Vector are blocking him. Let me go
Oh, my
change
bad.
it. No, I got
Leave
this.
call.
No,
I'm just
don't
gonna
leave
wait
call.
then,
Don't
like,
leave call.
surely, I'll just
Don't
leave,
leave
like-
call. Don't leave call.
My chunky face.
We got a very, very handsome pirate here too, as well.
Oh, he's kind of sexy.
Anyways,
Oh my god.
thank you for the
I have
question.
another question though.
Go ahead. Yes.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this out loud in
Mhm.
public, but like, if you did get accepted to be interviewed, like, what is some more advice? Because like the advice you guys gave already was nice, but like I'm still kind of nervous. I'll be honest with you.
Hmm.
You know, do you have like any more tips and advice for interviews? Because I've never
Ah.
actually interviewed in real life either because I'm immunocompromised. So this will be like my first ever like interview, like actually.
Well, as ENVTuber mods, we do interviews very often for people who are looking to join our team. I'm gonna close
So
my
true.
mouth here. I'm gonna go ahead and give it over here to our 2 junior mods to answer what they've done.
So I treat interviews. So when I approach an interview, I actually don't think of it as an interview and as such. I think of it as having a conversation with someone in a company that I would really like to, know more about and maybe even work under. So when I was interviewing with Morpheus for the mod position, I actually started talking about League of Legends and like this one Netflix show that I saw because they want to see a personality of like who you are. Like, yeah, sure, it was nerve wracking. I was like freaking out the entire time, but it was more of like, oh, if I'm interviewing right now, maybe if I treat it more as a conversation, as more like, oh, they're judging me a little to see like what my qualifications are, but they more want to see like how are you in character, like during like on stream, how are you going to talk to people, how do you have conversations and such, because when you're streaming you're interacting with the chat, so they want to make sure that you can like hold up a conversation in effect, so that those silence moments won't be as great. So talk about Netflix or maybe don't, but like
Yeah.
to have conversations of like your interest, your passion, be like someone that you want to like talk to, but at the same time you don't want to just ramble on and on and on and forever. You kind of mentioned this before too, and you don't want to be like, yeah, like you want to have those, yeah, exactly, like passion and personality in words, like what SP is saying here.
Yeah, like ideally, the moral of the entirety of said interview is don't be a robot. Just, relax a bit, just have a normal conversation.
It's a
'cause-
conversation.
Yeah, it's honestly just a conversation, because I know obviously when we're all young, when you want to go to interview, you got to be like they like you're mostly taught to completely just go very, very professional and formal, but reality is humans like personal connections more than outright just what's the best term? I guess you could say just being a robot.
You need to be able to talk to the one person in an interview room if you want to talk to 500 people on stream.
Yeah, like if anything, there's also like there's also some jobs that it's more than one person, and there's probably multiple people that are there to interview you, and like you have to. I know it sounds tough to do, but it is something that is a good skill set to always build up to, just to strike up conversations with all of them.
Thank you
I
for the
mean, if you
question.
think about it in a perspective, like they're also looking for someone, not just a talent that will stream on their their websites or even in their agencies, but they're also looking for someone that they want to work with. They're looking for a coworker. So you want to be someone that is relatable, someone that you can, be engaging in, and it's not someone that will just be very distant in the whole scope of things.
So just pretty much be myself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
when you get to the interview,
Simple.
they're already interested in you in the first place, right? Just make them like you even more.
Yeah.
Be memorable.
Yeah, I guess
Don't-
I was just overthinking it because you hear the word interview and you automatically think like serious. You know what I mean?
I completely get it. Like we're all taught that when we were younger, But in reality, it's more just being memorable. you don't want to be like remembered as like, oh, I only answered their questions, or you know, like you want to be memorable for like asking them questions and having just a genuine conversation. That's what matters the most.
And I wanted to know, like, if you guys ever got interviewed by a company, what are some questions that you would ask them? Because I know this is very important sometimes, you know, to like really figure things out. What
Like,
are some that you
like
guys
I'm
would
being
ask?
interviewed and I want to learn more about like a conversation question, like
Yeah,
something
about
to
the
throw it back to
company
them.
and stuff.
Ah,
Yeah, what are some things that you guys would ask?
something that I like to ask is like, what's the next thing that you're currently doing as like a big project, or maybe even like for me, I like to learn a lot about the workplace or like the company that I'm applying to. What's the culture like? Like, what are my coworkers like? I like to learn about that.
What about you, Vector and Kat?
Well, you know, well, yeah, because you know, at the end of the day, like for whatever company or any job in general, really, it really comes down to the culture and getting to know the culture and what they do, and being able to gauge off that to ask the question, you know, like to the people that are interviewing you. Usually, um, in cases like this, specifically for Ariam, I'd probably just ask like, you know, um, what is the? Oh no, I'm drawing a blank. Oh no, no! Oh my god, I don't remember.
Anyway,
Oh
Kat,
no.
what question?
I'm gonna read chat on what Morpheus mentioned. He said that a question is, if I was accepted, what would my first week look like? Kind of mirroring back to what Vector was trying to hint at earlier, the culture of the company, the culture of the agency. What should I be expecting if I were to pass this stage? A lot of questions just in general about like, oh, so we have these set in rules and contracts, like how long do I have to read this contract, when do I need to get back to you, the initiative on like, oh, what are the next steps, how can I improve, should I contact you back, should I email you, etc., etc. Show that you have a passion and you really do want to do this and you're engaged.
You really want this job. Thank you for
Okay,
the question.
thank you.
Now, anybody else would like to come up to the
I
mic?
think Saru was next.
Saru? Sure.
Hello.
Hey, Cyril.
Hello.
Okay, so my question isn't inherently Iriam related, but I am curious about potential resources and the like to, you know, find out about upcoming and currently ongoing auditions.
I just use Twitter. I go to Twitter and because I connect with a lot of VTubers, I get to see all the VTuber news on Twitter. So I know like when certain companies are looking for new talents, as well as like I also keep an eye when my poor friends disappear. I go like, oh, I guess they found talent.
Also, I would like to put a bit of input into the previous, like, talking about auditions and stuff. And that is, I would imagine that taking the initiative is a very, like, strong thing when it comes to auditions, showing that you've got that initiative to, you know, do actions and the like.
It shows that you're passionate, and like I think like you should. Me per se, like whenever I do a VTuber audition or even like a job audition, right? I always like to ask questions or have questions I'm prepared to ask because I want to show them that like I'm not here just to get everything. I also want to give. I want to get the most out of this audition, right? And even if I don't get in, I can easily learn about the company. I can easily learn about the industry from there. You are talking directly to the people who are choosing the future talents.
Yes. Yeah, one other thing, like, in general, that I'm always a bit, like, antsy about when it comes to auditions and the like is how a lot of these agencies deal with people who may be neurodivergent and the like.
I think they try to be as impartial as possible. They are picking the best people to best represent their app, and this goes for any company, right? They are choosing the best people for their job. Maybe actually being neurodivergent is what they're looking for, right? Maybe they see it as a positive rather than a disability, or it
Oh yeah.
it it creates like a sense of like representation out there. So like there's definitely a lot of really good like things that you can do. You can take any point and turn it into like one of your most like featured strengths.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree.
I've actually seen some streamers that use like their neurodivergency as like a talent that they have, and it's like a trait that they like to share and connect with the people in their audiences. So it's not like
Yeah.
something that would be considered negative by any means. It's actually really entertaining
Oh.
for
I wasn't taking it in any sort of negative connotation. I was just more so saying in regard to like, I'm just personally not sure if like a lot of these agencies, if they've put stuff in place to help get people who are neurodivergent more comfortable and settled in immediately.
They are looking at millions of applications, so like I believe they're gonna choose like the people that they think is best for the role.
That's fair enough.
Don't. Okay, I see a lot of people also do this because you guys already seen the Iriam like models, right? Don't change your personality to fit the characters, right? The characters will fit you.
Yeah. Yeah, I will
actually, that's so
someone
true, yeah.
else.
Okay, Morphus asked a question about if I apply with my own OC, would I keep all the rights after being accepted into an agency?
I think it depends on the particular agency itself. In terms of Iriam, when you guys get accepted, you guys most likely will get a term and condition or contract. Please correct me, Iriam staff, if I'm incorrect. I'm just spouting this out of my bum here. But make sure you guys read over that terms and condition and you understand all the safety, because your brand is your basically most powerful asset. It's the thing that you want to be like most protective of, right? And rightfully so, because that's something that you've created originally yourself. Some companies, they do let you keep your brand even after like separating from the agency, right? And other agencies, they give you a brand.
Yeah, there is a chance that when you do apply, you actually have to drop your current OC and go into the character of their model.
There is always a possibility of that, so you guys got to be prepared for that when if that happens. But that'll also be in the contract before you sign it.
Read the fine print.
The fine print and always consult a professional if you need to. Take all the time you need.
Okay, other questions out there?
I think there was a question by Yozora. I'm not sure if we answered this.
Oh, what did Yozora ask?
Does Iriam have other plans besides the Founder Partner Program in the future?
They probably definitely do. You guys have to follow the application. Actually, you know what? You guys should probably follow the app onto Twitter, and you guys can learn more about it as they grow their app. So if you guys want to do figure out Iriam, it will be under Iriam_US, and they actually do have a lot of like Q&A. So they're very good of like asking questions. If you guys are very interested about the app, go ahead and send them a message. Go ask them a question onto Twitter. They are very helpful, and they do know a lot of people are very curious. We do also have a questions channel in ENVTubers. If Morphus can go ahead and link that one into event spam chat. We have Iriam staff in our Discord right now, and you can ask them questions directly, and they'll be able to answer that. Okay. Anything else here? We are also almost running over to our probably the end of the stream time. So we want to probably get in the last few questions or so. Thank you, Morph. Yeah, it's over there. Iriam, #Iriam question. So you guys can take a look at that channel and ask the staff all your questions that you want to ask. Okay. I will take that as there are no more questions. So what is happening next? What are we doing here later? So we actually do have a few more things that we plan with Iriam, and we won't reveal them exactly here, but you have the opportunity to be able to ask the Q&A directly with their staff, and we may have future workshops, just like this one here, where we have like how to make an audition video. We could also have other skills that will probably make you as a better VTuber talent in the future. So if you guys have any suggestions of our future workshop, go ahead and put it over to the suggestion field on our chat. We'll be able to answer any of those suggestions and try to see if we can bring in some mentor. If you have like a mentor that you really want to see, go ahead and put us for recommendation there, and we will try to reach out to that talent and have them run a workshop with us. But until then, guys, thank you for joining in. Don't forget that there is the deadline on the 30th for Iriam. If you guys want to be part of the founder stream, I know you guys, this is so last minute, and you guys might go like, oh my god, this is so exciting. I only have like 5 days here to do it. You guys got time. I believe in you. Anything else that you guys want to add at the end? Kat? Vector?
You got this. Don't hesitate. Just do it.
At the very beginning, as I said, always go for it. Don't listen to what your mind says. If you don't think you're down, like, you know, if you're down for the cut for it, you will, because the, you know, Iriam will decide that. So don't worry about that.
All right then, guys. Have a good night.
It wouldn't hurt.
Have a good night here. It is
Have a good night.
midnight here on where we are. And if you are somewhere else in the world, it's probably morning there. So good morning.